letters here. Okay, so the grammar for these will be an'amtu. Just like fa'altu, an'amtu. You put a ta at the end, just like we put a ta at the end. It becomes I did a favor. I did a favor. First person and past tense. So the meaning of an'amtu means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that I did a favor. Remember my reward or my favor which I did. Okay. I did a favor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Bani Israel that I in the past have done a favor to you. Okay. And the next word is alaykum. Alaykum is made of two parts. Allah plus kum. Okay. Allah means upon. Kum means you. Okay. Allah and kum. Kum means you, plural, you all. Okay. You can combine these together, and ya can be written as a ya with two dots. Alaykum. Alaykum means upon you. I did a favor upon you all. Alaykum is Allah and kum, upon you or to you. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I did favor upon you. Okay. And there are many favors, even though all those favors are not mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took them out of the slavery of the Pharaoh, gave them freedom, gave them Torah, made them leaders, made kings among them. Okay? All are these favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did to Bani Israel. So Allah is reminding them that remember all the favors which I did to you. Okay? Then one more favor, which is a very special favor, is being reminded. وَأَنِّي فَضَّلْتُهُ. Okay, so let's look at those. So the first part, anni, is made of these two words. Anna plus ya. Okay. Anna has many meanings, but here the meaning will be that. And ya means I. That I. Okay. Anna also means surely, but here this word is better meaning, because the sentences continue. Remember something that I did to you. So that I'm using in English is the anna. Okay. So anna plus ya becomes anni here. So combine them, it will be anni. Anni means that I. Then we have this next word is made of these three letters. Fa, Dod and Lam. Fadala. Okay. This has many meanings, and in some of them it's a fadal. To benefit or to give something, to be graceful or to give honor to someone. Many meanings. So This is not the one we need here, but because these are 3 letters, they belong to Bab Fa'ala. Okay? We need the next Bab, which is called Bab Fa'ala, where we put a shadda on the middle letter. Fa'ala, we make a next word by adding a shadda on the middle letter. Okay? So if we do the same thing, this word becomes fa, dad with a shadda, and lam. The middle letter we are adding a shadda on it. So this becomes faddala. The word becomes faddala. Faddala means to prefer someone. To prefer. To give priority on something. Preference over something. To give a preference. That is faddala. Okay. So the meaning changes. Faddala means to do some favor to someone, to do some good to somebody. But faddala means to prefer. If you have two things, and if you choose one thing over the other thing, that's called faddala. Okay? This thing is better than this thing. So you're giving them fadilat. Faddala. Okay? Now,
so it's the same word comes from fadilat, just in the
yeah, fadilat.
What that means?
Preference.
But we use a different, different application, like fadilat means the results of, isn't that the sense that we use normally?
Which sentence?
Like, normally we use fazilat, and if you do this, you'll have this fazilat, this result.
But there's this similar. Fazilat means preference.
Right.
Faqiyat, tarjih, fadilat means to give one a higher place than the other thing. Two things.
I see.
You choose one thing over the other thing, that's fadilat. Yeah, so that's the same word. Okay? That's faddala. Okay? Now, we just saw that if I put a ta at the end, this will become faddal. Faddaltu, just like an'amtu. By putting a ta at the end becomes I, the past tense. So this will become I preferred. Faddaltu means I preferred or I gave preference. Faddaltu, I gave preference.
So I guess what brother was mentioning, remember there are some things which we say like fadail tatqat or fadail amal. So it kind of like...
That's from this one.
Right. That's where it's
The
like...
fadail or fadl
Yeah.
is from there.
So,
Okay, because the word from this noun will be fadlun. Okay?
and what fa, dod, lam means?
It means to, fazal means a value, give some value to something.
Right.
Give some value to something. Okay? And when it says fazal of Allah means mercy of Allah.
Yeah, that's what...
But that is for fadl. But when you say fadail amal,
Yeah,
fadail is the plural of fadl.
yeah.
Okay? But here is the value.
The value, and when we say like fadila, some people have...
No, that fadilat is from here.
That's why it looks like, it look kind of like blessing kind of thing because it
No,
says...
fadilat means preference.
Preference.
Yeah. Fadl means blessing or something.
Blessing, fadal
Yeah.
means blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
faddala, this is preference.
Right.
To choose one thing over the other thing is fadilat or faddala. And faddaltu means I preferred.
So faja'ala amal means the highest...
The value of the amal. Fadail amal.
Amal is the
The
word.
value, the great value of the amal.
Amal, the word amal is the deeds, right?
Deeds, yes.
So the best value of your deeds.
Yes.
Like fadail hajj, fadail amal, fadail
Quran
zakat,
and all those things.
you
Yeah.
know.
So those are the values.
The values, not the blessing.
Blessing is, the word is used, blessing when we use for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Then we say the blessing of Allah is fadl of Allah.
Fadl of Allah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is from Bab Fa'ala. In this Bab, the meaning is very different.
Right.
Here you are comparing two things and saying one thing is more valuable than the
Right.
other thing.
It
That's
changes
called
the
preference.
meaning. It changes the meaning.
Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Faddaltu, I gave preference. Okay. Kum means to you. Who is you? Bani Israel. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I gave you preference. I gave you more value than the other people who were living at that time. I chose you to give up my book to you, while a lot of other people did not have the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and many other favors. So that is faddaltu. I preferred. Kum means you. Allah means over or upon. Okay. So let's look at this word alal alameen. Okay. The root letters are ain, lam, and mim. Okay. And one of the meanings is that to know, knowledge. Okay. And if I write down this thing, alimun, alimun is a person or knowledgeable person. A knowledge, a person who knows, okay, is alim. Alimun is a full word, a person who knows. From the same root letters, we make another word, alamun. The difference is, instead of kasra here on lam, there is a fatha on lam. Alamun. Alamun means word. Alam. Okay. Alam is barzakh, or alam means a world by itself. So that's the different meanings between these two.
How do you relate to alam and barzakh? Barzakh is a word.
No, barzakh, I just use that. Barzakh is by itself is a word.
Okay.
Okay, but I just use it because it's commonly used with that. But alam can be any word. Okay, it could be the word of animals. It could be the word of human being. Okay, so alam or alamun means the world. Okay, its plural is alamuna. Muna means words. Plural. Alamuna. Okay. Now the word before that is Allah. Allah means over or upon. Okay. And Allah is a harf jar. And we have seen few times that when a harf jar, which is preposition in English, comes before a noun, it has some impact on it. In this case, it changes this waw to a ya. Okay. If it's a plural, alamuna is a plural. If Allah comes before a plural, it changes waw into a ya. So it becomes alamina. Instead of alamuna, it becomes alamina. Okay? And this Dhamma sign also changes to a kasra to make it pronounce. You cannot pronounce alamu with a ya, meme with a ya. So meme also changes into a kasra, it becomes alamina. Meaning does not change. Alamina means the worlds. Okay? Now what is the meaning of the words? People of the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I gave you preference, is Bani Israel, over the people of all the worlds who are living around. There were people living in other countries, okay? Other places, other tribes. Among all those people, I gave you preference. I did favor to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the history of Bani Israel that He kept sending prophets and messengers among them, while a lot of other nations, other people, were still in the darkness, still misguided. But to Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept sending messengers, sent book to them, gave them the victory, made kings among them. All these favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did is faddaltukum alal alameen. I did favor to you, preference, gave you preference over other people of the worlds. Okay, so that's the meaning of faddaltukum alal alameen. Okay. So after reminding all these favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did to Bani Israel, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws their attention towards the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now reminds them that how should they be preparing themselves for the day of judgment which is going to come. Okay. Very strangely, the present day Jews don't believe that the hereafter will happen, the day of judgment will happen. They think this is the only worldly life they live. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly has explained in the Quran and in the Torah and by the tongue of Musa alayhi salam that a day of judgment will come, but present day Jews don't believe that.
Is it in Torah or in Talmud?
Talmud is the explanation of Torah. So Talmud was not the book that was revealed by Allah. Torah was revealed. Torah was given. Talmud is their explanation, like a tafsir, or book that was written by the people. Okay. So then let's go to the next ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا. Okay.